Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video we're going to be installing the seat brackets on the mobility scooter, and then probably in the next video you'll see us mount the seat. Also in this video we're going to mount the engine plate, get it nice and straight. It's pretty much a roller right now. We tighten the spindles so the tires don't steer, but then in future videos we'll be doing steering, so stay tuned for that. But in this video, we're going to be bending pipes, which is going to be 490s. We're going to test out the Harbor Freight bender, see if it'll bend it and it won't kink the tubes. So yeah, stay tuned. Subscribe. runs okay, I guess. We're probably gonna put a torque converter on it if we have to. But now we're gonna get to bending these seat rails, or whatever you want to call them, and then hopefully in the next video we can have the sheet plate or whatever we're gonna use, and then mount the seat. A Harbor Freight pipe bender. So we're gonna see how that is gonna work with big bends. And yeah, let's get to work. Alright guys, so we're about, let's say, 5 pumps away from getting a clean 90, but we're like checking back and forth again, not to risk it, and we're definitely like learning a lot about this pipe bender. We're finding out new little tricks and tips. Actually, if you guys would like a video on that, comment that below and we'll make a video. Alright guys, so this is the next day, but we got this pipe bent very incorrect. As you see, it's way too long. This should have been ending about right here, but we haven't done the second pipe yet, but we're still gonna have to do the exact same measurements, so that's gonna be measured right now. We got our measurements incorrect
because of this pipe bender.
Yeah, the pipe bender was
actually, it's our fault.
Yeah, it's our fault, but it's still kind of confusing.
It's our fault, but we blame the pipe bender.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to do the other side exactly the same, but what we're thinking of doing is like cutting it somewhere in the middle here, and then so shortening the pipe and then putting pipe inside of it. Like we bought some of this pipe, so that would go inside, and then you weld that and then you weld those two pipes together and it would make it shorter. It's gonna look a bit weird, yeah, wacky, but hopefully it's not gonna be too bad. And we're thinking that the seat that we're gonna have is probably gonna cover up the welds. So I mean, we're learning stuff now. We know not to do that. Yeah, so
We're still gonna do it anyway.
yeah, we have to do it because then it would be way too wrong. And we kind of need to do this first before the steering, because it's like where the seat sits and where we would like our steering wheel, so that kind of sucks too, but whatever. Alright guys, so we just finished the first bent. It didn't take too long and it's like almost a perfect 90. Well, it's somewhere around there. So now we're gonna start on the second bend and then maybe start chopping them and do whatever else we need to do to make it look good on the scooter. Alrighty guys, pipe is already in the bender. Everything's measured.
I'll get the heat gun.
Yeah, so we use this heat gun, and you're standing in the wrong spot. So we just heat gun, point it at the pipe, just go back and forth just to make sure it doesn't kink. So we're gonna hammer this little thing in right now. So we sanded it down because it wasn't fitting. So we're gonna hammer it in right now. So it'll go in like this much, then we'll grind this side off with the grinder just to make it so the other pipe goes in smoothly. And then we'll just weld it up. And yeah. So this is just to make sure that the welds don't break after. It's just for strength. Yeah, sometimes people drill and weld inside, but this is too snug to do it. Well, we could still do it, but it's gonna be to no point. So this is nice and snug. You're probably never gonna get the thing out of there. So, alright guys, so we finally got that thing hammered into this pipe and like sort of grinded off. So there's a, I guess, David, don't. The gap is a little bit too big to weld. So I mean, we're gonna bring it in, just
hammer it.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna hammer it a bit more, or if we have to grind it a smidge more. But yeah, so this is, let me see. This is what it's going to look like, approximately. So it's a lot shorter than
What it was.
we cut off, what, 7.5 inches, right? So yeah, it looks a lot better, but we're gonna have to get that in, weld it, and then
Too tall still.
so we're gonna notch it, weld it, and then work on the second one. Alright guys, so we got these two hoops finished. They're like almost identical in length, and one of the pipes is a little bit overbent, but we can't do anything about that anymore because we're worried that we're not gonna have enough pipe. So we got it all welded. That pipe is inside of here. It's all nice and welded. These two are looking really nice and smooth. Now all we have left is notch them, all four of these, start measuring it on the mobility scooter, start like leveling and stuff, and then tack it, and then we can actually see what this thing's gonna look like. So hopefully everything goes good. We're gonna use the tube notcher that's also from Harbor Freight. How much was this? 50 bucks?
75.
So 75 bucks.
Or
So
65.
yeah, whatever, somewhere around there. It's a pretty good tool, and it does the job really good. So
This is gonna be a pain to notch. This is gonna be a pain to notch.
yeah, so notching, you do kind of have to like get all the precise measurements, because if a notch is wrong, then the whole thing's unleveled. So that's kind of tough, but let's just get to work and see what the end result is gonna be. Alrighty guys, so it got dark, so I decided to film this the next day during the day. So we finally got the seat hoops welded on. It looks really nice. All the welds are really good. Everything's structural, it's leveled. So the seat hoops are done. What we're gonna need to do is have that plate or whatever we're gonna do to have the seat mount onto it. So we're gonna have to find some sheet metal or whatever we're gonna use. So we need a
start looking into that. And then here's a little sneak peek of what's going to be in the next video, which is like a handbrake sort of thing. We're not going to show too much, but yeah, so stay tuned for next video. It's definitely going to be a lot more interesting than these seat hoops, so stay tuned, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.